Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. And I got to start with this. XRP has retail by pressure with all these ETFs and is in a uniquely strong position, even if we are headed to a bear market, full conviction mode. I've seen a lot of people saying that even if XRP was to go to say $30, that the pullback would still keep us above $20 because of the ETFs and so on. I've seen other people saying that once the breakout begins, XRP will never go back below 2 digits. I agree with that. I don't think the pullbacks are going to be what people are expecting. There's a lot of doom and gloom people out there saying XRP is going to run all the way up to $50 and then pull all the way back down to just above $1 again. I'm not seeing it. There's too many catalysts for this cryptocurrency. We're way too close to the new financial system now. We're too close to utility, driving the price of XRP as well. It's the way you look at it, you could see the big picture coming together, and everything is telling me that XRP is going to continue upward throughout 2026. The ETFs alone are going to keep the price propped up over the next 6 to 12 months. How much XRP will be enough to change your life? This comes from the Crypto Basic. They're saying 1,000 XRP value under full global bank adoption. So market capture model puts XRP at $83, total cross-border payments model XRP at $33, liquidity reserve model XRP at $8. But the one thing they're not citing in these predictions is scarcity and demand. They're not mentioning that at all. They're also not mentioning market cap multiplier, because I don't think market cap even matters, to be honest with you. But market capture model at $83, 1,000 XRP would be worth 83 grand. Total cross-border payments model 1,000 XRP would be worth $33,000. And the last prediction would still put 1,000 XRP at $8,000. No matter how you look at this, 1,000 XRP, in my opinion, I think it's going to be worth somewhere around 50K. And that's being conservative. That's with supply and demand. Supply diminishing and demand rising. Who knows? It could go to 3 digits plus. Then 1,000 XRP would be worth $100,000. But it's going to give everybody life-changing money. Analyst warning Bitcoin unlikely to have a Santa rally in 2025. So now people are thinking Bitcoin is topped out. A lot of people are expecting Bitcoin to drop below 50K. Other people think that the 80K support is going to hold. It doesn't look good for Bitcoin going forward, because now the money is flowing out of those Bitcoin ETFs. And I think it's going to end up in other ETFs like HBAR, XRP, Solana. Even Doge ETFs are going to take some of that money as well. I think people are already looking well past Bitcoin now. Even the narrative seems to be shifting on the mainstream media news. But December 10th will be D-Day for stocks and crypto. Take a listen to this. While we're seeing breakouts in stocks like Apple and of course Google, I love it though. There's something for everybody. Small caps today are working really well. We see the ETO rated S&P, so it's not a bad time. The key is that we really need to accelerate, and that might take some time. I envision it's going to be a choppy time until the Fed, and then we can start to likely turn a little bit higher. So December 10th could be the date. Don't go on vacation. I think we need to bide our time. There's no certainty in terms of a rate cut just yet. And there's a lot of job owning and it's difficult. What if we fail to break out? I mean, what's the risk on the well? The risk is that we take out these lows. That is the most important level on the whole chart for bulls and bears. If that's broken, then we're going to make an equivalent leg of this down before we move up, which is likely mid-December into mid-January. So it's choppy. There are things that are working in the environment. That's a good news. That's why you wait. Because of the near-term vulnerability before the Fed meeting. It's important to be diversified among tech and not just all in India. Same thing with MAGs. It's a very similar chart. Same thing, same sort of setup. Yeah, I mean, obviously if we get over 66.11 comma, that's a great sign. Technically we've broken a little trend and we can start to move higher. But here also a lot of momentum to the downside. So I suspect it's going to prove choppy before we start to turn back up. So we could see more downward leading into December 10th, and then all of a sudden the market could push in the other direction. But I think crypto is going to perform a little bit different, especially XRP. We still have a lot of money flowing into those ETFs. That could be what holds XRP up leading to December 10th. We need to see what happens from here. And Goldman Sachs just gave the green light to buy the dips. Take a listen. Goldman Sachs really has caught my eye. They are recommending buying the dips in the markets. Now stocks are off their highs. Does buying the dip right now make sense to you? I think it does. When you look at the Fed potentially cutting interest rates, nobody's talking about them hiking rates. You look at unemployment numbers around 4%, and you look at a situation where the federal government has basically created enough stimulus that they're going to be running a $1.8 to $1.9 trillion deficit over the next several years. I think that's a very good reason to think the stock market will do well over the next few years upcoming. And easy, welcome back to the OPC. And crypto should be doing really well as well, because usually if the stock market's doing really good, crypto's usually doing really good. A Fed rate cut could also send us even higher. But when they're telling you to buy the dip, they're expecting the market to turn around in a big way. XRP has just thrown Bitcoin to grab the top spot on Upbit, the leading exchange in South Korea. You know, I expect that to continue to happen. South Korea absolutely loves XRP. But wait until this starts happening on other exchanges as well, like Uphold and Coinbase and so on. All of a sudden the tide will turn. I think it's already beginning to happen. Look at what's been going on with Bitcoin lately. They tied it to Epstein and so on. I think they're already planning for the crash on Bitcoin. Bitcoin keeps traders up at night, literally. But it's not just Bitcoin. Crypto in general can keep people up at night, especially if you're over-invested because you're consistently watching the chart, consistently looking at your portfolio. But just wait until the breakout begins. There's going to be a lot of sleepless nights ahead. People are going to be looking at their portfolio non-stop, and they're going to be so excited at the same time because their portfolio is going to be going up in value, minute after minute. You're not going to be able to sleep. You're going to be like, I gotta watch and see where this goes. And especially once XRP really breaks out, the euphoria alone will cause you to have sleepless nights. The excitement level is going to be absolutely astounding. It's not just Bitcoin that keeps you up at night, but the market going in either direction can keep people awake at night, especially if they're over-invested. You should not have to worry about the money you have tied up in crypto. You invest what you could afford, and you leave it sit there and you wait for it to happen. Expert predicts XRP price based on XRP, our origin cycle theory. So he's talking about the run back in 2013. So he's saying if we are following that cycle instead of the 2017 to 2018 cycle, we could possibly see a price point between $12.50 and $25.50 with an average target of $17.50. But I gotta remind you, even back then during the 2013 cycle, there wasn't anything going on for XRP. There might have been some hype around it back then. But even the 2017 to 2018 run, we didn't have rails set up all over the world. Everything ran on hype. The big news back then was that Coinbase might be listing XRP, and it didn't even happen during that run-up. So nothing really pushed up the price of XRP other than hype. This time around we are looking at scarcity possibly happening. We're about to get clarity in this